Dragonkeeper 19600 here. Well, some of you asked for a review of Breezy, and yeah, I guess I could do one the night before Food Chain airs, but that's fine. Better late than never, right? So I just watched Breezy again, so I do have a few extra thoughts. First of all, Jesse Moynihan, who boarded this episode, went on Twitter saying that Lumpy, Space Princess, and Finn were French kissing, all right? No sex, so there's that. It was not a rape. Quit freaking out. It was French kissing. Of course, there's still a question of how consensual it was. Probably it wasn't as consensual as it needs to be. But it's Lumpy, Space Princess, and like, there's no excusing her action, but there is kind of a, well, you know, kind of expect that from her. I mean, the thirst is real, folks. So yeah, but I still say that that's part of, the experience of getting in over your head, fooling around, and ending up in a situation that's like uncomfortable, but that you can't get out of because you kind of don't want to, but you kind of do, and it's like a whole muddy kind of area, and we've all been there, and we've all had something like that. So yeah, it's uncomfortable, but it happens a lot, probably. It's probably happened to most of us at some point. Just like getting mixed up in, like, not necessarily a rapey situation, but like a weird situation where things just feel weird and uncomfortable. So I mostly said my interpretation of the episode in the commentary. There are some new things I want to get to, though. First of all, I want to revisit Breezy a little bit, and I want to emphasize how little this bee actually cares about Finn as a person. She totally objectified him throughout this. Because, she never stops thinking about the flower. Even after, some people say the fact that she confided in him that she's about to be a queen, that she's destined to be a queen bee as a sign of, friendship. But, after that happens is when she calls him Flower by accident instead of Finn. And, every time she says, hey, just check in on my buddy, when she says the word buddy, it, cuts to a shot of, just the flowers. So, little cues like that are telling us what she really wants. And Finn, for his part, doesn't really seem to care about her as a person either. I mean, I guess, he's not indifferent to her. He does like her. When he said, I like you, Breezy, that seemed very genuine. So he's not objectifying her like she is to him. But, when she talks about her, her predicament, I've got to be queen bee, my carefree days will soon be done, and he's like, no, you got to stay free. It seemed to me my personal read was that he's not talking about Breezy exactly. It's more like he's projecting his own thing onto it. You've got to be free because I want to be free. Because he even says that, just like me, I got to be free to make out with whoever I want. It's seeing anyone else tied down is kind of irking into his thing. Because the whole making out thing in general is complicated because it's not helping him, but he thinks it is. But if it's not helping him, why does he want to do it so bad? Maybe he thinks he's trying to recapture something and he wants to be free to recapture something that he lost via kisses. Or maybe it's more he wants to be free of the feeling and so that spreads to other things. Or maybe he's just tired of being bogged down in general with his problems. So I don't know, but regardless, he's projecting his own thing on her. And when those conservative bees or whatever, they were totally conservative bees, redneck bees even, try to stop them from hanging out the way he says, mind your beeswax or whatever. I don't know if he actually said that. That would be horrifying if he actually said that. But anyway, yeah, so it's it's not about Breezy. It's not about Breezy from his end either. It's more about trying to throw off what weighs you down, whether it be responsibilities or bad feelings or whatever. That doesn't exactly nail what I feel like it is, but that's close enough. And also, once she says, be my drone, stay with me, and he says, I don't feel the same way. I don't feel anything. He didn't say, I like you as a friend or anything like that. He said, I don't feel anything. So there's that. So this is a very unhealthy relationship between Breezy and Finn. That said, I do kind of like Breezy, even though she's in this for a selfish reason. We're used in Adventure Time by now for people doing stuff for selfish reasons. She's, still likable. She's funny. She's got a great singing voice. Like her magical girl transformation. Actually, it was less magical girl transformation and more like a mecha transformation. Like when it spins around, it's like, the power-up thing. When she said partake of my pollen crumbles, that was like, whoa. Like, way too much all at once. Like, there's always people who want you to commit right away when you start a relationship. It's like, no, hey, wow, no, please back up a little bit. So yeah, and they point out on Tumblr, like, on TV tropes, actually, like, that might have been like a transformation thing. Like, that would have changed him somehow to eat the pollen crumbles. It's like, yeah, no, no thanks. Wow. So, a lot of unhealthy behavior going on. Some people were a little upset about Finn running around and kissing a whole bunch of girls, saying that he's going back to, like, the jerk thing that started all the way back in, was it Frost and Fire was the name of the episode? I think it was. I'm going to say no. Finn was actually not a jerk in this episode. He did some unhealthy stuff and had some careless attitudes towards stuff. Like, he's still not in a healthy place with his former relationship to Flame Princess. Ideally, once you've completely moved on, you should be able to look back at the relationship and remember it fondly. And he's not at that point yet. But, in regards to the girls, he didn't break any rules. He asked permission before he kissed Crab Princess. He even said, please, like, can I have a kiss, please? And she went, okay. And when he asked out Dr. Princess, which is a no-no, asking out your doctor, ew. And she said, Finn, I don't date patients. He said, okay, that's cool. Like, he just accepted that. And he's like, I guess I'll try someone else. And, like, all the princesses knew that he was fooling around and kissing other princesses, so it's not like he was being discreet or going behind people's backs. It's like, no, they all knew what he's up to, and Finn's always been popular with the ladies, so they're like, hey, yes, gonna get on in this action. So Finn didn't break any rules. He did everything right. He played it casually, played the field, and he did it honestly, and even naively. But, like, naive in a good way. And you don't get brownie points for not being a jerk, but you don't get negative points either. So, I'm okay with him on that score. Speaking of score. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. What else did I want to talk about? There was other stuff. Oh, yes, the ending. Kind of a confusing ending. Not Flame Princess. Princess Bubblegum appears in the weird getup and, like, holds up a sword, says, my hero rise. I say that was the memory of the, like, previous romance, and I still hold by that. But I feel like if it was just that, it probably would have been boarded differently. So a lot of people have been offering different debates on what exactly this last scene means. And knowing Adventure Time, it might never be clarified. So let's go ahead and start trying to interpret it now. First of all, one user on Tumblr, Adventure Titan, maybe you know her, maybe you don't. She's kind of a defining voice in the Adventure Time fandom. Anyway, she says that this is it seemed to her to be some sort of like knighting ceremony. Like, she raises a sword and says, my hero arise, and he answers the call by having his flower grow out, and being a hero makes him feel better. Like, is able to perk him up the way the kisses didn't, which seems kind of like he tried being a hero before, but maybe he was doing it less out of a sense of duty. Like, he said it was a sense of duty back in, was it Rattleballs? I think it was Rattleballs. Yes, it was. When he was like, I'm going to devote myself 100% to protecting you, but it was less that and more trying to bounce back from Flame Princess and trying to reestablish himself as a hero more out of any sense of duty or purity or anything like that. So there's that possibility. Viewer in AV Club was claiming that was some sort of phallic symbol, like the sword and the branch growing out. He basically got an erection. from Imagining Flame Princess to signify some sort of maturity. I don't think that's quite it. If sexual things solve the problem, then it surely would have solved the problem before. Although maybe Lumpy Space Princess coming in for lips perked and the Pendleton Ward voice, maybe that put him off a little bit. I don't know. But, yeah, I don't think it's that. Honestly, what it reminds me of personally, that when she was singing and, like, first of all, Princess Bubblegum needs to sing more often, okay? Her voice is beautiful. But when she was, like, raising the sword, said, "My hero, arise," it sort of reminded me of, like, Transformers, the movie. Arise, Rodimus Prime. So it's like a call of destiny or something, but it was a hallucination. Or was it? No, it wasn't. But why? I don't know. Hopefully this will come back up. So, yeah, maybe, and like her advice, like, let love be your guide. What kind of love exactly? Like, not feeling for Breezy, because he doesn't love Breezy. Not for Flame Princess, because that's over, and he seems kind of bitter about it, even though it was totally his fault. Maybe the reason he's bitter is because it's totally his fault. Like, you know, people don't like to acknowledge that they fucked up, so having to think about how bad he fucked up probably puts him in a sour mood. Yeah, so, not Flame Princess. Love for her, or love in general? Love for his brother? Love for his dad? Is that still salvageable? I don't know. Love for his friends in general? BMO and the gang? Yeah, I kind of like that. Let love be your guide. Not just romantic love, but like that deep, kind of important love that pervades all of Adventure Time. So maybe it was that. Maybe it was because, like, yeah, I just came up with this, but maybe that's it. Because, like, Lumpy Space Princess, who was all happy for him after, we're like, Finn, you got your arm back. And, like, you know, maybe that was it. Friendship and family and all that will help you out. And remembering good times, of course. That's really uplifting. I was going to say something else. Oh, yes. They were talking on Tumblr a while ago about the song Way Back in What Was Missing, What Am I to You? And I still hold that that song pretty much exemplifies what Adventure Time is about. Song about friendship, about being close, about sticking together through the bumpy parts. It seems to typify the entire show, like what the show as a whole is trying to say. Disjointedly, randomly, and sometimes confusedly, but that's what they want. Let love be your guide, folks. So I think that's mostly what I have to say about Breezy. That wouldn't just be repeating the points I made from the episode. I hope that was adequate. Next week, if I want to do a review, I promise I will not wait a week to get it out, okay? I will be better about this. Vigilance. But anyway, short review, but I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoy Food Chain, which airs today. Get excited, folks. I know I am. As Strikekeeper 96600, signing off. Thank you for watching.